In this video, we're going to look at how to do a square foot takeoff in BuildExact, how to handle deductions, plus a few handy tips and tricks. Jumping into my BuildExact account, and in this example, we'll be focusing on flooring. I'm in my estimate under the category of flooring, and I'm going to press the Edit button and head towards the line item that I want to use the takeoff tool for. The takeoff tool really cares about the UOM, or unit of measure. In this case, we're doing square feet, so you can type in SF, or if you ever leave this blank, you can try clicking the takeoff tool, and it's going to force you to select from this drop-down list what unit of measure you're using the takeoff tool for. So again, I'll say square feet, press OK, and it pulls us into the plan set. To move around in the plan set, you can click, hold, and drag where you'd like to go. You can zoom in and out using the scroll on your mouse, which is what I'm doing now, or up in the right corner, you'll see a plus and a minus symbol, which also controls zoom. Up at the very top, we have our toolbar, starting off with the polygon. The polygon tool is going to let you click around an area to create a shape. So this is great for things that have small nooks and crannies. They're not a perfect rectangle. And then next to that is the rectangle. If you have a rectangular room, use that. Then the ellipse or the circle tool. You probably won't use the ellipse much, but it does have its uses. And then lastly, the line tool, which we'll cover in another video when we look at vertical square foot measurements. I'll start with the polygon tool, and we're going to go down to this first floor plan, and we're going to find any corner to start off with. And I'm going to take my mouse and click and release. That's going to drop down a little green dot where we started, and then we're going to keep moving to each corner. Click, release, and it will follow. Another tip, if you don't perfectly line up your click with the corner of your shape, you can also press the escape button on your keyboard, and that acts as an undo. And you can keep pressing undo, and it'll keep stripping it back. But I'll finish this shape, just click release, and then ultimately meeting it back up at that green dot where we started. Once I click that green dot, it'll close the shape up. And there's our first measurement as well. In the top right, you'll see our measurements so far. And just to touch on this quickly, I'll move over to the rectangle tool. This is pretty straightforward. When you use the rectangle tool, you'll click the corner, and then it will start to draw a rectangle, and then you'll click another corner to close it up. And if you'd like to make deductions, say for this space where the staircase is, we have a little square that has some dashes. And by the way, if you hover over any of these tools, they'll tell you what they are, but this is our deduction tool. I'm going to click that, and I could also change the shape to fit the size or the shape of the deduction I'm doing. So I'll move to the polygon again, and same concept here. We're just going to click, release, and then just keep going, meeting it right back up at the green dot, and that will close up our shape. Another thing to note is over on the right-hand side, we do have a little button that looks like a present tag. We call these labels, and right now they're turned off. I'm going to click this and turn them on. And what this is for any drawing that you do, it will show you the measurement that you did. So up here at the very top, this measurement for the whole floor plan, that's our measurement. Same thing for our staircase. There's the deduction that we made. These are particularly handy if you want to do a couple of things. If I wanted to change maybe the color of the square footage from red to blue, you can click inside those labels and it'll allow you to make those changes. So I could say, yep, I want it to be blue. And another thing it can do is individually remove drawings. You'll notice up in the top right, there's an undo button, which you can keep pressing and undo, and it'll continue to strip back what you've done. Or, fair warning, there is a trash can. The trash can will remove all of the drawings and takeoffs that you've done thus far. So if you're looking to just remove one drawing and you don't want to have to keep pressing undo, you can click into that label and remove that individual drawing through the labels. But now, if I'm happy with that, I can press accept and save up in the top right corner. Now the values will appear back in our estimate, and in a later video, we'll look at how to reuse these measurements and how to apply things like wastage. But for now, that's the full process of doing a square foot takeoff in BuildExact. If you have any questions, please let us know.